So this day or this afternoon, let's talk about the life of Rizal in Dapitan. So Rizal Gold returned to Manila in June 18, 1992. Was his second homecoming. His first homecoming from abroad being in August 1887. It was marked at his re-entry into the hazardous campaign for reforms. So, in 2 months, on December 31, 1891, he reiterated his belief in a letter or holy retreat that La Solidaridad. So now let's proceed to the next topic, which is arrival in Manila with sister. So at noon at June 26, 1892, Rizal and his widowed sister, Lucia, so the name of his widowed sister is Lucia. And Lucia is the wife of Mariano Herbosa, arrived in Manila. So next is visiting friends in Central Luzon. He was welcomed and lavishly entertained at the homes of his friends. These friends were good patriots who were his supporters in the Reform Crusade, and he took the opportunity to greet them personally and discuss the problems affecting their people. So now let's proceed to the next topic, which is Constitution of the Liga Filipina. So the aims of the Liga Filipina is embodied in its constitution. So these are the following. The first one is to unite the whole archipelago into one compact and homogeneous body. The next one is mutual protection in everyone's necessity. The third one is defense against all violence and injustice. And number 4 is encouragement of education, agriculture, and commerce. And the last one is study the application of reforms. Let's proceed to the chapter 2, which is Exile in Dapitan 1892 to 1896. So Rizal lived in exile in faraway Dapitan, a remote town in Mindanao which was under the missionary jurisdiction of the Jesuit of 1892 to 1896. This 4 years in his life was tediously and exciting. Why? Because he practiced medicine. Next one, then he pursued scientific studies, continued his artistic and literary works, and his knowledge of language established a school for boys. Then he promoted community development projects, invented a wooden machine for making bricks, and engaged in farming and commerce. Despite his multifarious activities, he kept an extensive correspondence with his family, their relatives, and of course their fellow reformists. Next is, let's proceed to the beginning of Exile in Dapitan. So the streamer Cebu, which brought Rizal to Dapitan, carried a letter from Father Pablo, Pastor Superior for the Jesuit Society in the Philippines, to Father Antonio Uba, Jesuit Parish Priest of Dapitan. And the last topic is all about idyllic life in Dapitan. In Dapitan, Rizal had an exemplary life, idyllic in serenity. So since August 1893, members of his family took turns in visiting in order to assuage his loneliness in the isolated outpost of Spanish power in the Moro Island. Now let's proceed to the next topic, and I will give the floor to Mr. April Jem Egan.
Good day everyone, my name is April Jem Egan. So to continue our topic this day, so let's proceed to Rizal's encounter with the friars high. So during the early days of November 1893, Rizal living peacefully and happily at his house in Talisay, a kilometer away from the Dapitan. His blissful life was then suddenly jolted by a strange incident involving a spy friars. So, his mother, Sister Narcissa Trinidad, assumed, and some nephews were then living with him. His blissful life was suddenly jolted by a strange incident involving a spy friars. So this spy with assumed name Pablo Mercado, posing as relative, secretly visited at his house on the night of November 3, 1893. He introduced himself as a friend and relative, showing a photo of Rizal and pair of buttons with his initial and evidence of his kindship with Rizal family. So, si Pablo Mercado, nag-assume siya daw si Rizal, which is di tinuod kay nagpaka-aron inyo na siya or dinatawag nato nga or himo lang siyang spy. Let's proceed to as physician in Dapitan. So Rizal, nahimo ko siyang physician in Dapitan. Rizal practiced medicine in Dapitan. He had many patients, but most of them were poor, so that he even gave them free medicine. So in Dapitan, si Rizal nahimo siyang doctor, and then ang iyang gina-priority dito ng mga patient, which is poor, kay aron libre lang sa ilaha. Let's proceed to water system for Dapitan. Rizal held the title expert surveyor, Peret, or in other term, Peretong Agrimensor, which he obtained from the Ateneo. In Dapitan, he applied his knowledge of engineering by constructing a system of waterworks in order to furnish a clean water to the townspeople. So, in Dapitan, isa ka project ni Dr. Jose Rizal, which is water system aron ma-solve ang problem dito, which is kakulangan sa water supply sa town. And let's proceed to community project for Dapitan. When Rizal arrived in Dapitan, he decided to prove it to the best of his God-given talents and to awaken the civic consciousness of its people. So, si Rizal is nasa daghan ng mga na-contribute ng mga project sa Dapitan. Next is Rizal as teacher. Since boyhood, Rizal knew the value of good education. During his travels abroad, he observed the educational system of modern nations. His exile to Dapitan gave him the opportunity to put into practice his education ideas. So, since nga si Dr. Rizal is naano sa iyang kaning naugalian na niya, ang education is muna siya ang kaning makapa-change sa tao, which during his travels sa Dapitan, na-observe niya nga need pa og educational system ang Dapitan. So, ang iyang gihimo dito is nahimo siyang as a teacher. Let's proceed to artistic work in Dapitan. Rizal continued artistic pursuits in Dapitan. He continued his painting skills to the Sisters of Charity who were preparing the sanctuary of the Holy. Sa Dapitan sa si Dr. Rizal is nasa nahimo ng mga artistic work.
Yun na.
Let's proceed to Rizal as businessman. Aside from farming, Rizal engaged in business. So aside from farming, kaning like ni Dr. Jose Rizal, which he made profitable business venture, which is fishing, copra, and hemp industries. So let's proceed to Rizal's inventive ability. One little fact about Rizal was that he was also an inventor. During his exile in Dapitan, he invited a machine for marking bricks. So, Dr. Jose Rizal is nasa'y dakong contributions sa Dapitan, which is nasa'y mga gitawag na inventive ability. And let's proceed to the last, which is ang last ng day ni Dr. Jose Rizal sa Dapitan, which is adios, ingunya nga adios Dapitan, which is means on July 3, 1896, Rizal 4-year exile in Dapitan. So, sa upat ka tuig niya nga na exile in Dapitan, come at midnight of that date sa July 31, 1896, he embarked on board and steamer Espanya. Almost all Dapitan folks, young and old, were at the shore to bid him goodbye. As the steamer pushed it out to the sea, Rizal gazed for the last time on Dapitan, with his hands waving in farewell salute to each kind and hospitable folks, and with a crying heart filled with tears and nostalgic memories. That's all. Thank you.